go. This is Valley News Live at 9 on Fargo CW.
Concerned parents contacted our whistleblower hotline, claiming there's a mold problem at Hopkins Elementary School in Moorhead. Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. We reached out to the Clay County Public Health Department, and they say they didn't know about the situation. However, Valley News Team's Giovanna Simic asked Moorhead Public Schools if parents, students, and faculty should be worried.
After dealing with construction at Hopkins Elementary, workers found a problem with the pipes that could cause further damage.
We are removing all the insulation off the pipes and cleaning that tunnel out and making sure that we have a safe and secure environment.
Lunick says the contractors told the school about the problem and took necessary steps to solve it.
Those pipes being in a tunnel type situation where there's moisture and there's heat, we chose to be proactive, and we immediately contacted Stematic, and they started to come up with a plan to depressurize the tunnels.
While he can't confirm or deny if the building has mold, he says the building is safe. Lunick says the school spoke with the Minnesota Health Department and they were advised to be more proactive. According to the Health Department website, they consider any active or visible mold growth as a potential health hazard that should be properly corrected as soon as possible.
Anytime we're in a situation like that, better to assume that it is and start the process to get it out.
Lunick says the school didn't notify parents about the issue because no health hazard has been discovered. In Moorhead, Giovanna Simic, Valley News Live.
The school added they are continuing to monitor the air pressure and building quality for a safe school environment. And as we said earlier, this story came to us through our whistleblower hotline. So if you need help uncovering an issue in your community, just be sure to give us a call. That number is 701-237-6576, and that way a member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth. Now later on Valley News Live at 9, we are still learning details on a string of burglaries in the valley. We have what you need to know, and then also the protests on the Dakota Access Pipeline have made it to Memorial Bridge right here in Fargo. We'll show you how many people turned out. But first is today's quiet weather, the calm before the possible snowstorm.
It is, and we have one more nice day on your Wednesday before we start talking about some big-time changes as we wrap up the week and head on into the weekend. And now is the time to prepare for the proverbial storm as we enjoy the calm. Current conditions, it's cooled down quickly here in the Fargo-Moorhead area. We're down to 35 degrees. Feels more like 29 with those winds out of the west at 8 miles per hour. It's taken a while for the clouds to move on in. And I think we'll see steady temperatures to perhaps slowly rising as we head towards tomorrow morning. 30 at this hour in Langdon, 32 Jamestown, 34 down in the Gwinner area, 36 in Sisseton. Winds continue out of the west and northwest around 5 to 10 miles per hour, and they'll remain that speed as we head through the overnight hours. Cloud cover, it's clear, and that's why temperatures are dropping so quickly. Here come the clouds. We talked about it at 5:30, and they'll continue to slide off towards the east, and that will keep temperatures from dropping off too much more than from where they are right now, except for our eastern counties. We'll continue to see temperatures dropping off there. A little bit of sprinkle activity off towards the west, not a whole lot of that in terms of precipitation. We will see that chance for a few sprinkles and light showers, especially across the north, and it has gotten cold enough that we may see a few flakes of snow mixed in with a little bit of that. Off in western Montana, some snow in the higher elevations, also in northern Idaho, some lower elevation rain and higher elevation snows across the Pacific Northwest, and some rain making its way through New England. For us, as we head through the overnight hours, those clouds will continue to slide off towards the east. We'll see some mostly cloudy skies later on tonight, and just a chance for a few isolated sprinkles or maybe even a flurry or two. And as we head towards tomorrow morning, winds will start to kick on up out of the south and southeast. Clouds get on out of here with lots of sunshine and southerly winds. We're going to see a quick warm up well into the 50s in most areas. May hang on to a few upper 40s across the far north. And by tomorrow evening, once we lose the heating of the day, cooling it back down into the lower 40s. Now we're going to jump ahead into late Thursday and on into Friday. And here comes the snow. About the southeastern half, southeastern 2/3 of the area are going to see that snow, and some of it will be heavy. I think the heaviest amount will be right along the line from Ellendale to Fargo up towards the Bemidji, Baudette area. South and east of that line has the best chance for seeing some significant snows to the tune of perhaps over half a foot, especially in our far eastern counties. Here in Fargo tomorrow, another nice day. We'll start off in the 30s and temperatures warm up quickly by lunchtime in the low 50s. It'll be breezy out there after topping out in the mid 50s. We cool it back down into the low 50s by 5 o'clock. Picture of the day, one more of the supermoon. If you missed out, it'll be back next month. This is right before setting this morning. Thanks to Melanie for sending that in. We're going to use that as the background to our 7-day forecast. Nice day Wednesday. Thursday, it gets ugly real quick by late in the day, and it'll be quite snowy by Thursday night and on into Friday. A lot of wind with the system. Could see winds gusting over 40 miles per hour. Cold over the weekend, and by Sunday morning and Monday morning, we're talking about some three-dog nights coming up as we head towards the latter half of the weekend and into early next week.
But we sure have been spoiled this season.
We have been spoiled, and again, prepare for it. Get your winter gear out there, your snowblower ready. Make sure your car is in good working order, and if it misses your area, then you're ready for the next storm.
All right. Thank you, Robert. It's a burglary spree stretching across Fargo for the last 3 years. 17 businesses have been targeted, and in many cases, those responsible have cut a hole in an exterior wall to get in. We're learning new details tonight as Fargo police continue their investigation, saying there are similarities among the burglaries, like the same boot prints found at the scene. The spree stretches from Fargo Freightliner to OK Tire Magnum Trucking, Nelson International, the Gateway Collision Center, a Dakota Boys and Girls Ranch up north, and the RDO Truck Center, among other businesses. Now, court documents say police are working closely with area pawn shops to catch these thieves. And Fargo police need your help identifying 2 men who they say were involved in a robbery. One man is described as a black male about 6 foot 4 inches tall with a slender build. He was wearing a dark colored sweatshirt with Nike on the front and what looks to be a lighter colored set of jeans. The second man is described as 5 foot 5 inches tall with scruffy facial hair and what appears to be wearing a gray colored hooded sweatshirt. If you know who these men are, be sure to contact the Investigations Division. That number is 701-241-1405. A Grand Forks man has been charged with trying to burn down a home while other people were inside. 43-year-old Chad Jordahl faces a felony charge of endangering by fire or explosion. And according to court documents, Jordahl was staying with people. That location was 424 8th Avenue South when he then barricaded himself in a basement bedroom and started a fire. Now, Jordahl broke out a window and cut his arms while escaping. The fire was put under control without any major damage. Jordahl even stated to police that he intended to burn down the house with the people inside of it. A Wadena man has been charged with second-degree murder. This along with 10 other charges in connection with the death of his wife last week. Antonio St. Marie is charged with shooting his wife, 27-year-old Margaret St. Marie, at their Wadena apartment. St. Marie is also facing charges of kidnapping, assault, and fleeing a police officer. Court documents say the kidnapping charge stems from children being present in the apartment, where police say they found Margaret St. Marie shot in the head. Antonia had a criminal history of domestic violence and was under a court order to have no contact with his wife. Dozens of people gathered in Fargo tonight, taking part in a movement to stop the Dakota Access Pipeline. People rallied on the Veterans Memorial Bridge between Fargo and Moorhead, holding signs and banners, and were chanting. The local protest is in conjunction with others across the country being held Tuesday for No DAPL National Day of Action. Spurring on these demonstrations was the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, saying construction of the pipeline must be put on hold.
You know, it's sad. It's sad, you know, because how the media plays it is they call it riots and stuff. When you have just peaceful people praying, smudging and stuff, and sure they might do some pushing and stuff, but there's no reason for them to get maced and hit with, you know, with their batons and things like that.
A Facebook group which appears to have organized the local rally asked people to share on social media using hashtag #NoDAPL. There was also pipeline protests in Bismarck today. More than 100 demonstrators gathered outside the Army Corps of Engineers office. People of all ages showed their support of the action, including children and also elders. Law enforcement maintained a line in front of the office, and no workers were at the office throughout the day. But today's protest didn't just stop here. Hundreds of people took to the streets in San Francisco, showing solidarity with those protesting here in North Dakota. And in Columbus, Ohio, a protester even blocked a downtown intersection by parking his van in the middle and also chaining himself underneath as demonstrators chanted on a corner. If you use Amazon, be sure to watch out. There's a scam going around just before one of the busiest shopping periods of the year. Emails that appear to be from Amazon are making their way into inboxes. The fraudsters say your account is about to expire and want your information. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson explains how to spot that scam.
It's already beginning to look a lot like Christmas. The mall is ready for Black Friday.
Well, this year can be pretty crazy because Mall of America is closed.
But maybe not too busy. More people are choosing to find those once-a-year deals online.
I think it's too crazy, so I just stay home.
A lot of people don't like malls at all. My sister won't step foot in a mall.
So if you're choosing to load up your online shopping cart, watch out. Experts say holiday scam season has begun, starting with an email that looks like it's from Amazon. The fraudsters claim your account is about to expire and will be deactivated. But it's a trick, and scammers want your information.
Usually there's like little telltale signs in phishing emails.
Christina Lau owns her own business and is no stranger to online safety.
My suggestion to anyone who does get a phishing email is if it's from a certain company that you've affiliated with, like go to their official website, go to their contact form and contact someone directly at the company. Don't respond through the phishing email.
While many people are choosing to scroll through websites instead of wander through a mall, Lau says shopping in person and local can be more heartfelt.
We think it's extra special when you come in and get something for the holidays that's made especially for someone.
In Fargo, Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
On the real Amazon website, there's a warning about phishing emails and what to look out for. Legit Amazon emails won't ask for your personal information or have you verify anything. And the biggest red flag, spelling or grammar errors in any email. Still ahead tonight, find out what restaurant in Fargo received 5 violations on their restaurant report card and what improvements they've made.